missed you. Did you miss us?
I hope so. I really do.
I think they did. I'm joined with the best ponytail in the business,
It's fabulous.
Mr. Nicholas De Jesus.
How's it going tonight, everybody?
How are you, sir?
I'm doing well. How are you, sir?
I'm very well, thank you for asking.
That's good to hear. And allow me to introduce the host with the most, Mr. I'm Wondering himself, Pete Anderson.
What's going on, guys? How are you? Now, we have to address a little elephant in the room. As you can see, new little set we got going on. We got a Marvel poster in the back where me and Nick are closer than we've ever been. Remember when we were on the couch? That's how close we were last time.
Yeah.
We have a microphone right here, which we are now having visible. Usually it's over in the corner where you guys do not see it. But we're doing this because as of right now, the biggest Zelda fan in the world, Jeremy Bird, will not be on the channel as of right now. He has a lot of stuff going on right now. We wish him the best. We hope that he will be coming back when he can. He's looking forward to coming back. He has to just get a couple of priorities straight, and he'll be looking to coming back. But until then, of course, you'll have me and Nick every week. We also have a ever-rotating third chair with Mr. J. Rush, Mr. Brian Wingwood, past guests. We're also going to have some new guests from the Scholars of Wrestling, being Jeff Smith, Tarek Awar. A lot of good people coming on the show. Speaking about the show, we're going to just explain a little bit what's going on. This episode is going to be amazing because it's all PlayStation based.
It's all PlayStation.
And we are PlayStation
and
gamers.
We love PlayStation. Vita, bro.
Vita,
bro.
When's the last time you played your Vita?
I don't remember.
I'm playing Danganronpa 2 right now, enjoying my time. How it's going to go, we're just going to do a little quick rundown. We're going to talk first about the PlayStation event coming up, talk about some of the rumors, going to talk about what we want to see, overall what we're interested in seeing. Of course, there will be a reacts video on that come Wednesday after the event. And we're going to talk about some other stuff. We're going to talk about a Battlefield 1 beta I've been playing. You're going to be talking to me about No Man's Sky. A lot of good stuff coming. And, of course, to finalize this little podcast is going to be our top 7 PlayStation 4 games you have to play. We're going to be very specific when we get to that topic, but an overall top 7, what you need to play for PlayStation 4. It's a PlayStation crazy episode. A lot of good stuff are happening. And when we return to the Gamescast, we will be having our top 7 games of all time. If you guys remember, as seen this a couple weeks ago, a lot of big things with the hashtag top 7, whether it be video games, people have been doing music, movies now. So now here at Improv Gaming, we are going to say our definitive, for each of us, our top 7 of all time. And of course, if you know anything about me and Nick, it will not at all be at all similar.
No, not at all. Not at all. But it will be the true Improv Gaming fashion.
Of course. So if you're new to the channel, welcome. We are Improv Gaming. We come to you live every Sunday. We come to you every week with Gamescast of great topics. And if that sounds good to you, and you're new and you like us already and we have beautiful faces, share us with your beautiful friends. Hit that subscribe button, like the video, comment. As you can see, follow us on Twitter at ImprovPete, at ProfCot. That worked out fucking beautifully. I couldn't even plan that if I wanted to. So without any further ado, let's jump right into it. It's a podcasting type episode. Just we're going to be seeing how it works instead of our traditional to a console near you. We still will have our console near you with big gaming news and what's coming out. But coming back, we want to talk all about PlayStation. A big week for PlayStation. A lot of good stuff. So I'm going to volley the ball to you, Mr. Nicholas.
Are we playing volleyball?
I would love to.
All right, I'll keep it on my side. I'll keep it on my side. All right, and we're gonna start talking about this PlayStation event that was announced, right, on September 7th, which should be this upcoming Wednesday.
Yeah, it is.
Right, so 2 days after Labor Day. By the way, if we don't talk to you, happy Labor Day.
What are you doing? Let us know in the comments.
Yeah, let us know.
Because we don't know what we're doing.
We have no idea what we're doing. We're actually trying to plan it out right now. Not right now.
Not
right now. Like
so,
maybe later.
So I figure we'll have a barbecue. Maybe go swimming.
So, PlayStation or Sony announced this PlayStation event that they're doing on Wednesday, September 7th. And there's a couple of things that have been leaking out, right? Leaks being that they're going to actually show us the Slim, We already got a leak of what the Slim may look like.
There was an unboxing of it, actually.
An unboxing, yeah.
It's pretty funny that there was an unboxing of a thing that hasn't even been announced officially yet.
Supposedly we're getting a new controller.
Yes, the new controller, which is cool because what I've heard is the light bar is not going to be on the top anymore. It's actually going to come like through the controller.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So it's gonna be interesting how they do it. It's gonna be a little bit small, a little bit sleeker. I think it's gonna cater to more of the shooter fans out there. So definitely something cool to check out. But also the big thing, and I want to get your thoughts on this, is rumor is they're at least gonna talk about the Neo. They're gonna confirm the Neo. They're gonna tell you what the Neo is. What are your thoughts on that?
Do I care? Have I ever cared, really? I mean, this is like an intergenerational gap that they're trying to do, where it felt very much like it was rushed because VR was coming out, so they needed to boost up their hardware in order to compensate for what VR was capable of. Not that interested, but of course I will pay attention to see what it is, how they're going to market it, and how they're going to try to keep this console in line with the last generation, quote unquote, the last half generation, right? A half a step back. So I'm a little worried because, as we know, whenever a new console comes out, we get games for both of them, and then after a while, we just get games for one of them. So I'm a little worried about that, and I want to see what this PlayStation Neo is and how they're going to market it. Because the last generation, fluke as it may have been, it lasted a very, very long time.
See, that's what worries me. It's all about what they say, and let me explain this. It's all about how they're going to market it, how they're going to bring it to the world. If they just go, oh, it's a more powerful PlayStation 4, it's like, oh, that's cool. So all these new games are going to look much better than the console that I have right now. So there's going to be a little bit. They got to be careful of how they say it. I'm interested to see if the Neo is actually there, which it should be. They give a release date. They give a price point. Do we see a game?
Well, if VR is supposed to come out next month, then the Neo is supposed to come out next month, right? Like that's the idea behind it, is that it's a powerhouse in order for us to get some movement and some traction on the PlayStation network. Or on the PlayStation VR. So Neo being what it is, it's kind of like scary that maybe I have lost my train of thought.
Well, on that, my biggest concern, and we have a beautiful lady that entered the room. If you're new to Improv Gaming, this happens all the goddamn time.
Yes, we're always interrupted.
Whether it be food or anything. Hello there, how are you?
So again,
well, you're sorry. This is a train wreck already.
In true Improv Gaming fashion, we've had somebody interrupt the show.
I just can't wait for her to walk
past there.
Just walk past.
This is gonna be great.
It's more entertaining for us than clearly you guys right now. There it is. Woo! Oh yeah.
There it is. All right. There's a little lag. So.
Just a tad, but always on the live stream. Do you think? Oh, I didn't even see that. That's great. Well done. Do you think there will be a bundle? VR and Neo.
The only way that they could really sell this effectively is if they did it as a bundle. But the problem with doing it as a bundle is now it comes off as a new console. So, again, very scary prospect in terms of they're going to kill the old generation and go with this new generation. And this new generation is going to be focused primarily on this VR construct that might not even work. And the stuff that we're getting now has been like disbanded. Oculus was just taken apart, and everybody looked at the innards and said, you could have sold this for like $300 and made a profit on it. So why'd you sell it for $800? So again, like this is looking like it may go into a downward spiral. But they're basing a console generation off of it. And it's not just Sony, it's also Microsoft with the Project Scorpio. They're basing an entire console generation on the idea that this VR is going to take off.
To be fair, though, the Scorpio, is coming out next year. So at least it gives... If Neo is coming out this year, that means it's been 3 years since PlayStation 4, so you're getting a brand new console in 3 years. At least with Microsoft, it's 4 years. It sounds like it's hell of a lot better than Xbox One. It looks like you're getting bang for your buck.
Yeah.
Of course, it's just what the price may be, you know.
But even the Xbox S is more powerful than the Xbox
Yeah, well,
One.
it has the 4K and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So, yes, that's good on that part, but with what the rumor is with the Scorpio, and what, like, Todd Howard and all them at the E3 press conference were talking about, like, oh, this hardware is fantastic. We could do so much more. That just makes me think, okay, you're behind. Todd Howard is behind Bethesda.
Yeah.
He is behind Elder Scrolls. He's behind
Doom.
Fallout, Doom, and look at what they did with Elder Scrolls Remastered, just on current gen being PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and not Wii U because nobody cares.
Yeah.
But look at what they did. Just imagine what the power that this console could be bringing, and will Neo be able to come even to a level of that? You know, because
I mean, supposedly Neo is supposed to be a more powerful console. Now it's being brought to market earlier than the Xbox One, Scorpio, Project Scorpio, whatever you want to call it, Xbox Scorpio.
They should just call it Xbox when it comes out. Just Xbox.
But they already had an Xbox.
But no, just Xbox. Like, this is the all-inclusive console. This is what's happening. Boom. This is the Xbox.
I don't know. Maybe the Xbox. Call it like the Fast and the Furious. It was
Just
fast. Like the first one was Fast and Furious, and then the fourth one was the Fast and the Furious. Yeah, let's do that.
The Fast Five.
I mean, I'm a little worried. Again, I'm a little worried. But at the same time, you know, the last generation, the PlayStation 3, Xbox 360 generation was a fluke. Nobody's ever seen a console generation last that long. So it's kind of different. It's not different to see this happening now, especially with VR on the horizon. I don't want all these console gamers or gaming companies to put all their chips in the bag of VR, which already seems to be a gimmick. It already seems to be coming down to a gimmick, you know. And a lot of people on Steam are getting like they're putting a lot of bloatware and trash on Steam for VR, and it already seems like it's going to be a shitty prospect. Hopefully it's not a shitty prospect. You know, I want VR to succeed because I want to enjoy video games in a different light. And maybe VR is the way to go, but maybe something else is the way to go also.
Gonna rapid fire some questions to you, sir.
Rapid.
First thing that comes to your mind.
Rapid fire.
You ready?
I'm not.
The price of Neo.
Price of Neo, $499.
When does Neo come out?
It's got to come out in October.
Does it launch with PlayStation VR?
That's why it has to come out in October.
Will it be bundled with PlayStation VR?
No. I think that's dangerous.
Will we see PlayStation Slim?
Yes.
What will the price of PlayStation Slim be?
$250.
What will be the price of the original PlayStation 4?
$3. I think it's going to stay.
So you think the Slim's just going to be $50 cheaper?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think the Slim's just going to be a little bit cheaper, that's all. It's not a more powerful console. So I think it's just like every other Slim iteration has been, it's just a little bit cheaper.
Why do you think the bundle's not a good idea?
I don't think the bundle's a good idea because then you start to market it as a separate console entirely. And gamers are already getting a little frustrated with the idea that this might be a new console generation. So if you want to add fire or gas to the fire that's already brewing, go ahead, you can do it. I mean, the honest truth is, what choice do we have, right? If we're console gamers and they decide to release a new console generation now, are we going to not buy it?
Will you be buying a Neo?
Not
depending on what you see.
Depending on what I see, right? If they're going to sell it as a console generation, then you know it's not going to be that $499. It's going to be like $800 paired with the VR and everything that goes into the VR. It's going to be it has to be at least $800, or at least something comparable to what Oculus was along the lines. But I just don't feel like it's a smart idea in terms of a business prospect because you're going to alienate your consumer base.
Do we see a demo of a game on Neo?
At the event?
Yes.
Yes. Do we see it in VR? I hope.
What is the game?
So here's my problem. I want it to be Robinson: The Journey. That's what I want it to be.
You fucking love that game.
But it won't be. It'll probably be, well, I wouldn't say Fallout. I think it might be Call of Duty. I think they might go with Call of Duty. They just created that bridge, and they were probably going to milk it for as much as it's worth. And if it was me, I would milk it for getting Infinite Warfare into VR. If not that, Resident Evil.
Little known fact. At E3, there was a rumor that there was going to be a game that closed out the PlayStation press conference. Instead, it didn't close out, and the company, who's located in New York, denied anything ever about it. Rumors are circulating again that Red Dead Redemption 2 will be closing out the PlayStation event come September 7th.
You think so?
Nick, what are your thoughts? It's in New York.
I heard rumors, not that it was closing out this PlayStation event, but that it was going to be at PSX. Now, if I'm correct, PSX has yet to happen. If I'm correct, PSX has yet to happen. Which, judging by his snark, it has yet to happen.
So you don't see any Red Dead coming here?
I don't. I think this is strictly Sony coming to the battleground and saying, "Look, this is what we're doing." I think that's what it is. I mean, if it wasn't, then it would be a bigger thing. People would be making a lot more noise about it.
Yeah, but Rockstar's always been very quiet and everything.
Yeah.
I see them, and here's my thought.
But again, like, I think that they would have other developers involved, not just Rockstar. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, but Rockstar isn't traditionally known for being in events or being a part of something, you know? So I think if Sony can lock it down, like rumor is they had at E3, the only reason they pulled it was because of the gunfire and all this stuff going on in the news, which is understandable, of course. But if Rockstar actually comes out and shows Red Dead 2 or whatever it's going to be called, it's not going to be called Red Dead 2. You know, we had Red Dead Revolver, then Red Dead Redemption. It's probably going to be like Red Dead 3, like Revolution, fucking God knows what. But I see them coming out saying it's going to be on the Neo, Metal Gear Solid. It's going to be coming out this year, you know, and here is the game. And it shows the first trailer, first gameplay of it, and just Sony goes, there you go. You know, we could have shown you our Call of Duties, but no. We have this developer coming in who so believes in our system, in our ecosystem, that they're bringing a game. They haven't announced it. Normally, they never go to an event. Normally, they stay in the shadows. Normally, they just do their own thing and say, hey, GTA 5's coming out this year. Here you go. But we got them to come on board. You should come on board with the PlayStation Neo.
But in as the cynic,
of course,
that I am, it's difficult for me to accept Rockstar's stamp of approval as a certified PlayStation. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is the PlayStation I want to play. You've always been on PlayStation. You revolutionized gaming on PlayStation 2. Or, you know, you made vast changes to gaming throughout the PlayStation 2 iteration. PlayStation 3, you did some more little things here and there. And then PlayStation 4, you know, you brought us what seems to be an unlimited amount of gameplay from Grand Theft Auto 5. So I'm not entirely sure about Rockstar coming in and saying, hey, we give this our stamp of approval. I would say, yeah, you would. Of course you would. Why wouldn't you? You've thrived on this network. Like, if it was I mean, it's already been done. Like, Activision already said, hey, we're on PlayStation now. They were thriving on the last one, they came over to this one. Right? Why did they do that? Well, they're money hungry. That's why they release games every year. So that's why they went to the more popular console. So to me, like the only thing that would make it great would be if Bungie by themselves came but they've already done that also, right? Like we got early access to Destiny on our PlayStations.
Alpha and beta.
Alpha and beta. So, like, what company could come over to PlayStation now that would definitely solidify in everybody's mind that PlayStation will be the better mid-generation console? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think that there is a company that like, unless Nintendo showed up and said, hey, you know, we're with PlayStation, and that's what NX means, is PNX, PSNX. like I don't know. But, you know, unless some foolish shit like that happened, then it'd be like, all right, there's nobody out there that I could think of going over to PlayStation and be like, yeah, we're riding with PlayStation now. They've got Hideo Kojima, they've got Rockstar, and they've got Activision. Who else? Square Enix. They kind of already have that with Kingdom Hearts 3. Right? So
even though that's going to another system anyway.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's you know, Kingdom Hearts has thrived on the PlayStation format, on the PlayStation consoles. So Kingdom, you know, Square Enix coming over is like, okay, well, yeah, you know, Final Fantasy VII, PlayStation. Every Final Fantasy since then, primarily PlayStation. You know, Kingdom Hearts, PlayStation. Disney Infinity is everywhere. You know, like there's no publisher or developer out there that hasn't been on PlayStation or hasn't thrived on PlayStation or thrived on another system but switched over to PlayStation for anything other than monetary reasons. Does that make sense? Tell me what you think, because I want to know how you guys feel down below about like what developer could show up at this event and tell you to trust in the PlayStation Neo and to tell you that PlayStation Neo really deserves to be considered seriously versus Scorpio. Like, what developer could do that for you? Because for me, I can't think of any developer.
343 Studios. No. Nick, any last comments on the event coming up September 7th for PlayStation?
I want to see a comparison between Neo and the regular system. I want to see how it
you want to see the hate come over the audience.
I don't want to see the hate. I just want to see like what makes Neo better and why should I even pay attention to it. You know how like you'll see a lot of comparisons of Xbox versus PlayStation 4 and they're side by side and you get to see how and PC and you get to I want something like that at this event. Like show me why if you're gonna shove this down my throat, show me why it is you're shoving this down my throat. What would this have looked like on the PlayStation 4 I have versus the PlayStation 4 you're giving me? Fair? I think that's fair.
That's fair.
Okay.
You know what's not going to be at the PlayStation event? Anything about the Vita. Which brings us to... What games you been playing for the Vita, Nick?
What's a Vita? Actually, I've been playing J-Stars Victory Plus. Okay. I think that's how you say it. It's a very long name. J-Stars All-Stars Victory Plus. It's basically every anime.
You were telling me about this.
Yeah, I thought it was awesome. I think it's still awesome. It's pretty cool. It's basically... If I had to give it like kind of it's Power Stone, but without the stones, with the field and the arena being like a city or a town, and you get to power up and use like sidekicks. So it's like a fighting game, but it gives you a storyline where you have to travel and meet people and gain support and stuff like that. So outside of each of the battles, you physically are going places and discovering new things. Nice little RPG element in a fighting game. And it's not a 2D fighting game where you're head-to-head or a stage fighting game, but it's an arena fighting game. So it's pretty nice. Like, you've got two people with you, and they're fighting two other people on the other team. So it's like a battle royale type of thing. Controlled by AI, the other two characters, and you control your character. So, I mean, if you want to see how Goku goes up against Ichigo, play it. If you want to see how Naruto can handle himself against...
Any other
Kakashi, like Kenpachi, Kakashi, whoever. Like, if you want to see how they handle themselves up against other anime characters, then check it out. Because it is pretty cool. It's pretty fun to play.
Now, I also heard that you've been playing Overcooked.
I have been playing Overcooked, but that's not on the Vita. I've been playing that actually on the PS4.
Oh, it's not for the Vita?
I think you can get it for the Vita, but I've been playing it on the PS4.
How is it?
It's difficult. It's a multiplayer game, and it's not network multiplayer. It's only couch co-op.
Okay.
It's only a couch co-op. Up to 4 players can play. Being that I've been playing alone, it's been difficult because you can set up a controller where you're controlling one character with one hand, another character with another hand, like two brothers.
Okay.
Very much like two brothers, except when you start to try to process 3 different things, it kind of gets a little more difficult because you're constantly like, this is how you cook tomato soup. This is how you cook salad. This is how you cook a burger. So you've got to be able to really work ambidextrously if you want to set it up that way. I think the game would be 10 times better if I had 3 other people playing alongside me. I think it'd be very interesting. It's like a Mario Party, but not a Mario Party. Like, it's that kind of a game. Like, with the atmosphere of a bunch of people playing together would be awesome.
Maybe if Nick's nice and he lets me play with him, maybe we'll put a Let's Play up of it.
Pete, you can always play with me.
That's what I love to hear. With my Vita experience, I've been playing a lot of Vita. Summer months, really, nothing comes out. My big anticipated game coming up is Gears of War 4. Very excited for Gears of War 4. More and more. So in the meantime, I was like, let me play my Vita. I got all these games. Let me go through them. I don't know, since last time we've seen you guys, I have finished the first Danganronpa. Loved it.
Yeah?
I'm now right now playing Danganronpa 2. Goodbye Despair. Loving it. Definitely recommend it. I also just played, because you were telling me about it, was Thomas Was Alone.
Oh, yes. How'd you like that game?
I loved it.
Yeah?
I loved it. I loved that Danny Wallace was the narrator, who, if you don't know, is the behind the book Yes Man, which was made into a movie by Jim Carrey. Mm-hmm. That's your FFF fun facts for the day. But very fun. You know, I was curious to see how it was like, you know, the first line was like, Thomas was alone. Oh, that's a terrible way to start a story. And then they go with all these different characters and like they all have personalities. You have the superhero. Like, it was just I enjoyed my time. And the thing that was perfect about it, guys, was it was perfect bite chunk. 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
And you're done.
You see, like traditionally, right, that would not be a game I would recommend to you. Right? Like, as far as games that you've played and games that you've been interested, to hear that come out of my mouth, you were like, wait, okay, I got to check this game out because Nick is recommending for me a game that I would like, but he's recommending it in a way that he's enthusiastic about it.
Absolutely.
And that game was like the quintessential narrative-driven concept. Right, like I'm not really big on super narrative driven. Sometimes it gets very boring, but that game was very simple in terms of it only had shapes, and that was it. There was no animating any characters, nothing about like these dynamic characters. The story was the dynamic part of that game, and I thought it was absolutely phenomenal. That's why I recommended it. I thought that you should play it.
Speaking of shapes, I played Sound Shapes.
Did you really?
Yeah. And I fucking loved it.
Did you really?
Yeah.
What?
Oh my god.
Okay, first of all, what the fuck is that? Because I haven't played it and I have no idea what you're talking about. Second of all, tell me more about this.
So Sound Shapes, it's come out a couple years, crossed by PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, PlayStation Vita. Played on the Vita. It's meant for the Vita. You're this little ball that sticks to things, but you have to collect these orbs. And what the orbs do is create music. So all through the level, you're making music and making this beat, and it's just basically a platformer that's making beats. But like, there's an Beck. You familiar with the artist Beck?
Yes, I'm familiar with artist
He
Beck.
does through
Eminem. I'm familiar with the artist Beck.
Why did he diss him?
Yes.
Oh, did he really?
Eminem dissed everybody.
Yeah, that's true. But you have his 3 songs on there, which is absolutely insane. You know, it's just it's something where you have 2 hours to kill. You want to jump into something? That's the game you play.
And that's a cross-buy for PlayStation Vita, PlayStation 3, and PlayStation 4.
And I think you should have it. You should have it because I think it was free once on PlayStation Network. Speaking of free games for PlayStation Network, coming up this month, Tuesday, in 2 days, Journey will be free for PlayStation 4, which I'm going to play. Officially going to play Journey.
Yeah? I
was almost going to buy it for this insane deal that was a couple of weeks ago where it was like, actually I think it was about 3-4 weeks ago, it's like Remember Your Past, basically like that. It had Journey was on sale, it had Counter Spy, it had Rogue Legacy, all these like games that like I'm like, damn, I really want to get into it. And I saw Journey and I was I was debating, guys, because I hear amazing things, but when I played, I believe the demo on PlayStation 3, I was just not very sold. No. And I almost picked it up. It was $5.99. I was like, no, I'm not. I know I'm not going to do it. But Journey is now free this month for September for PlayStation 4 and also Lords of the Fallen.
Lords of the Fallen. What's that about?
That is Dark Souls-y. Not to the extent that Dark Souls is, but definitely like a Viking Dark Souls.
Okay.
Definitely something to check out. The only thing is, it was free on on Xbox Gold in June.
Okay.
So PlayStation a little behind the eight ball. So I already got it on Xbox. I'm not going to probably re-download it for the PlayStation 4.
How'd you like it? Did you play it on the Xbox?
I haven't played it yet.
You haven't played it yet. All
My
right.
problem with the Xbox is I haven't really been playing. I finally got Ori and the Blind Forest, and I've been totes excited for that game. I haven't touched it.
Okay.
And I want to, but my Vita is...
more important to you?
Yeah.
Okay. Sounds
but
good.
But no, it's I've been enjoying the stuff. You know, like I said, I'm playing Danganronpa now. I played Killzone Mercenaries on the Vita. That was very fun. Enjoyed that.
Did you play Shadowfall?
On PlayStation 4?
On PlayStation 4? No? Okay.
I'm debating that too. Like, there's a couple... The problem with...
Very big install for Shadowfall.
Yeah.
Very big install.
It's like 48 gigs, but that's like Uncharted 4. The thing is, there's so many games I want to get to my backlog, but it's just insane. Yeah. And now that I would have been able to play, Wolfenstein, A New Order, and the DLC for it. I would have been able to play Bloodborne, because I always wanted to try out Bloodborne. I wanted to try all these different games. But when we bought our Vitas, and I was like, I need to get behind the Vita.
Suddenly there's a new library of backlog.
Yeah, backlog. But it's something where I'm like, I really want to play Danganronpa, which I have been. Right after I finished Danganronpa, and I played Zero Escape. Indulge me for a moment, sir.
Indulge away.
Tag me in. Okay, let me tell you about Zero Escape, Virtue's Last Reward. Let me tell you the shit that this game is.
Shit?
Great reviews across the board.
Okay, all right.
Great reviews.
Okay, where are we going? I'm lost.
But I don't like it.
You don't like it?
Because I love the concept of it where you have to choose, and it's like, do you betray somebody? Do you make an ally? You all have to get out of this room. You have to get a number 9 on your wristwatch.
Okay.
I love the idea.
Okay.
However, randomly, about 4 or 5 hours in, I end up choosing a couple of things, and then the credits started rolling. And I go, I don't have 9. Nobody has 9 BP. Like, what's going on? And then I looked, and you have to get all these different endings. But then you replay the whole game again. So I went back to the beginning, and please let me know in the comments if I'm doing something wrong. But I went back into the beginning where I met Sai, the first girl you meet, and she's like, who are you? How did we get here? So it's basically repeating. And I'm like, I don't have fucking all this time to keep going back and forth and trying to get the absolute ending I need to get, like a Metroidvania kind of game where you're going back and forth and you have to do with these exact things and all that. Like, I don't have time to do the exact thing, and it was just very frustrating where I'm like, I'm enjoying my own experience. I was enjoying that game so much, being like, okay, I know where to go here, I know what to do here, I know what to do here, and then for it to all of a sudden be like credits, I'm like, well, you know what, I can't play this game anymore. I'm not going to replay this whole game again.
So it's interesting you say that, because I was recently rewatching a lot of the stuff that we saw at E3 and a lot of the things that we saw at some different intervals. A lot of things that I saw this year, and it seems very much like Detroit Become Human might be very much like that from what I saw. So with that, is that game concept something that doesn't interest you? That whole idea? Because remember, one of the biggest things. No, but that's more
like Heavy Rain, though.
Yeah, but again, one of the biggest things that gamers have been vying for is replayability. Now, Grand Theft Auto was one of the only games for a very long time that had 100% replayability. Now these games are coming out where you can make thousands of different decisions and get thousands of different endings. So Detroit Become Human might have an infinite amount of replayability. It might have that 100% replayability that Grand Theft Auto once had.
Zero Escape.
Zero Escape might also be one of those this new genre that's just all about replayability, so that then you can get every single ending.
Which I don't mind, but I don't mind replaying it. But I would have loved if it said, okay, you've already played the beginning. You know who these characters are. Let's put you to where you start making decisions. Don't you think that would be?
Yeah, but again, like to see how the story would unfold, because the interaction between each of the characters is what makes the story unfold differently.
Yeah, but if you in the beginning of the game you meet these characters, blah blah blah, an hour goes by, you meet everybody, nothing big has happened. You just get explained the rules.
But are you sure that nothing happened in those moments that changed the course?
No.
Yeah, okay.
You have to do the, you get through the same door the same way. You have the same interactions the same way. Like I forwarded it and I was like, they should just have it where
now to the decisions.
Okay, now here's where you go and decide if you're going to betray somebody, if you're going to ally with somebody, if you're going to do this, or something where it's now I'm like, okay, now I'll choose this way. Oh, that's cool. Now I didn't see that coming. But to have like the same dialogue, and it's just
I feel like the only way to conceivably execute that experience properly for somebody is to give them the whole story. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like for you to be fully engrossed in a game and understand like how the story unfolded and how everything branched out, which seems more like what Detroit Become Human is going to be. Maybe not Zero Escape, but Detroit Become Human would branch out, and like every little interaction might lead into a ripple. I thought maybe Zero Escape might be that, but if that's not the case, if that's what you're telling me, then maybe it is just a shitty setup. Maybe they should have had decisions at each interaction. If they're going to bring you back to the beginning of the story, then each interaction should have been its own kind of like fork in the road.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying?
I understand. And I am asking you, the great audience out there, please in the comments let me know. Am I wrong? Am I missing something? I really was tempted to go back, and then I said I just can't.
Yeah. Well, since we're talking about what we've been playing, let's address a very big elephant in the room.
It must be huge.
It's massive. It's
Tell me, Nick.
About 18 quintillion planets massive. So, while we were gone, No Man's Sky came out.
And that's why we're gone. Nick could not stop playing No Man's Sky.
Let me tell you why that's false. All right, so being on this channel, I was probably one of the biggest proponents.
You were. Me and Jeremy had no interest in this game whatsoever. And you were praising it like it was the second coming.
I was not alone. I'll be clear on that.
How'd that go for you?
I was not alone.
How'd that go for you in the end?
While I do enjoy the game, it is not what we were promised. And not that I'm mad at Hello Games for what they did, because there's a lot of people out there that are very angry with Hello Games for what they did. My issue was, or is, that Hello Games was ill-suited to take on this kind of a consumer climate. Let me explain what I mean by that.
Please do.
Okay. So, Hello Games was a mobile developer for a very long time. They did a lot of handheld games, they did a few mobile games, and then they decided to create this massive, infinite, procedurally generated universe, and the idea was you can do anything. And why can't I remember his name?
Sean Murray.
Sean Murray came out as the face of Hello Games, and because essentially he is the face of Hello Games, and he came out and he said, well, I want this, one of the biggest lines that stuck with me, I want this to feel like a sci-fi exploration game, where instead of reliving a story that's told for you, I want you to sit out there and feel like you're on the Enterprise, feel like you're exploring this universe, and that you're getting to know what's going on in this universe. And then the screenshots they're showing with like these battle fleets that are zooming in and all, like the selling point of the game was that you would be able, or the selling point that we all kind of took the game as being, was this is an entire universe in which you can do pretty much anything you want to. But you can't. You can't do anything you want to, right? He said, if people want to focus on just trading, they can focus on trading. If people want to be pirates, they can be pirates. If people want to, band together to take on enemies or take on whatever, they can do that. But that's not what we got. And that's not the experience that I got. Like, I wanted it to be a universe, a lively universe. And it's not a lively universe. It's a very dead universe. Now, with that being said, for what it is, it's pretty enjoyable. I had fun with it, but again, I'm the kind of guy that got stuck in Minecraft using redstone to create all types of contraptions. So this might be a game that's more geared towards those people.
It's Minecraft in space.
It's Minecraft. It's not Minecraft in space. Let me tell you why it's not Minecraft in space. You can do more in Minecraft. You know, you can create contraptions and create all these different... This is a survival game in space, and the end point just brings you to a new galaxy. When I first got the game, I went to the star map and decided, let's see how big this galaxy is. So I decided I was going to zoom out. And it never stopped. Ever. Ever. I rushed. I was zooming out for about an hour, and I was just like, this is just not stopping. Like, there's an end to a galaxy. The galaxy is going to end at some point or another. It has to end. I can't explore all of this. Like, this is absolutely atrocious. Why would you even fucking do this? To me, it was just like, why would you even do this? This makes no sense. So I was really hoping for a lot more out of the game, but seeing what he was working with, what Sean Murray and Hello Games was working with, I understand why they produced this game. I just don't understand why they didn't prepare the consumer better for what it was. Like, it seemed like they wanted something and they were trying to push for that, but they could never get there. And it explains why there were so many delays. To me, that explains why there were so many delays. They were trying to do this. They were trying to get the multiplayer to work. They were trying to get this to work.
Which it hasn't.
It doesn't. But before the game came out, they were trying to get all these fine-tuned things to work properly, and they just didn't work. You know, and he was hoping to have that experience, and he wanted it to be that experience, but it just did not work out for that. So I don't know why they did what they did. But I mean, you shut off everything that you've heard about No Man's Sky for the past 2-3 years. Play the game, and I think you would enjoy it. Is it worth $60?
That's
no.
my next question. No.
No, it's not.
What
Because
would
Minecraft,
it be worth?
Minecraft had much more of a robust crafting system, much more of a story attached to it, and it was worth $20. So if you're gonna sell me a dream and say it's worth $60 because what the demand for it was that high and people were willing to pay $60 for a game that you said could solve all games, no, you got to drop it down to at least $15. It's a $15 game. I don't care how long you guys spent on it. It's a $15 game. It's not even a good crafting game. It's not even a good survival game. Like, it's an okay game. When you take it, when you bring it down to the lens of this is a survival / crafting game, it's an okay game. It's not phenomenal, but it's not terrible.
How many worlds have you gone to? Because I want to go to World War One.
Do you mean Battlefield 1, sir?
Yeah, I do mean Battlefield 1.
All right. I know that he was just setting that up so that I could say that. So
How we doing on time? Because it's cut off.
Yeah, we're good. We're good.
We're good.
We're good.
Okay. We're always good. Battlefield 1.
There is no time limit here, sir.
There's no time. There is no try. Battlefield 1. Been messing around the beta. And of course you're saying, guys, you've been talking about the PlayStation event. Guys, you've been talking about the Vita. Guys, you've been talking about No Man's Sky that's only on PlayStation 4. What about Battlefield 1? It's on multiple consoles. It is, but I was playing it on PlayStation 4. So, loophole.
Just like the end of No Man's Sky. I'm not angry, though. I'm not angry. I promise I'm not angry.
Oh, we have to have a discussion after show. Battlefield 1. It's good. I'm very pleased with it.
Yeah.
Some people not so pleased, but then again, for shooters, and I love single player shooters, so I'm very, very excited for Titanfall. I think Titanfall is gonna be the most surprising thing for me this year.
Yeah,
I think it's gonna blow me away.
Okay, but now if you feel like you're gonna be blown away by it, is it gonna be surprising still?
Absolutely.
I don't know if that's how logic works.
It will be. Because I know what will happen. I'll see something and it will be like, oh my god, I didn't even see this coming. It's like Uncharted 4, I didn't expect, that ending fight. But
Do you
when
still
I did,
have it?
Uncharted 4?
4?
No, I sold it to an Eskimo man.
You trade in all your games.
No, I don't trade in all my games. And we've had this discussion many times. I trade in the games that I don't want anymore.
Okay.
I usually keep the exclusives.
Can I borrow Uncharted 4?
Absolutely.
All right, you guys heard it, all right? He never lets me borrow games. They're my witness.
Good for them. So, Battlefield 1. There's 2 maps. There's 2 modes right now. Conquest, I can't think of the other one.
Capture the flag is Conquest, right? Or Horse.
Yeah, it's get the objective, stay there, keep it, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
There is 62 players in one match and then 64 in the other.
Okay.
No, 24, 32, or 64. I apologize. I can't think off the top of my head.
Okay.
But a lot of people, big maps. That's the one thing that Battlefield's got going for it. It is humongous.
Yeah?
You know?
Okay.
And it's cool because I like with the beta, it's in a desert. And like you can go through a house and there will be blinds. You open the blinds, you look in, you can close them. You know, we want to get that sniper shot out, you go close the blinds. Nobody will know you're there. You know, very big sniping game. A lot of people I've been running into in matches, all they do is snipe.
Okay.
Now, I'm not a sniper by any stretch of the imagination, but I've been sniping in this game just so I could be like, hey, I'm like one of you motherfuckers. But I'm, you know, it's cool to see, you know, and remember World War One. You got the scope, you're looking down, you see a little guy walking, and it's very satisfying to nail it and just have him go into the dirt. It's cool because also in this demo it had horses you can ride.
Okay.
It had tanks, you know, vehicles, had a whole bunch of stuff. Very, you know, and usually I would think the vehicles would take over, you know, especially in something like Halo. You have the vehicles like the Banshee, the Warthog, take over the match, and it's primary that. Really, you don't see that many. You see a tank once in a while, but it's more on foot. Like, okay, you know, I'm going to go steal the base. Okay, let me do this. Okay, let me get a shot out. Let me throw this. And the horses are cool because I dig the horses, of course. I'm a horse person. But, you know, you have your gun, which you can shoot, but you obviously can't zoom in. And you also have a sword. So you can change to the sword, gallop. I wanted to gallop there.
Okay.
And then just sword, and just take them out that way.
That's nice.
And it's cool. And then, like, to see this, you could have a grenade blow up the horse, or the horse get shot in the head, and then you fall to the ground. It's very, like...
Now, do you get damage when you fall to the ground on a horse?
Yes.
Okay. I'm just trying to get an idea.
Yeah, absolutely. To see the realistic.
Yeah.
Like I said, map is humongous. Definitely enjoying myself. When I played it, it was an open beta. There was, of course, if you pre-ordered the game, which I have not, there was a closed beta a week before. I think it was a week-long closed beta they had. So, of course, there's expert people. I faced some people that are level 23 already, just knocking me down. But, I mean, it's very enjoyable. And I was playing with one of my buddies who I play Rainbow Six Siege with. Yes, I still play Rainbow Six Siege. And he was saying that he wasn't about the multiplayer. And I said to him, I said, yeah, there's the multiplayer, but that's an option. I said, but I'm more interested in the single player, you know? Because the multiplayer has these cool mentalities where you could be thrown a gas grenade, and if you press up on the directional pad, you put on a gas mask.
Okay.
So there could be a whole big thing of gas. You put on the gas mask, and you're going through, and you're able to fight. But nothing compares to the dust storm. Now, I've only experienced this once, guys, and it is a treasure to behold.
Yeah?
During the game, in the match, hopefully that person's all right, there will be winds coming and picking up, and you'll see, and Sam will start to go through, and you're like, okay, what's going on? And little by little, it just, sandstorm, and you can't see a fucking thing.
Really?
And if you're a sniper,
Done.
You're done. I was sniping, and then it went over, and I'm just like, I guess I'm taking out my pistol. And
if anybody comes in this room, they're getting shot.
Yeah, but it was very cool because you wouldn't see somebody until the very last second, you know? And it's cool where...
Now, you've been playing shooters that have a little bit more advanced technology. And by a little bit, I mean a lot. Right, you've been playing Division, you've been playing Siege, you've been playing Destiny, you've been playing... Right, not saying that you've been playing them consistently, but the technology available is either modern or surpasses modern. How does it feel playing a game that uses very, very old technology? Not in terms of the game itself, but in terms of like
the weaponry.
the weapons. Like you have to reload every shot. You have to cock back every pistol shot. Stuff like that. You know, you're on horses. You're not on a
Warthog
SUV or a
thing.
Warthog or something like
I
that.
get you.
You get.
How's it feel? Different.
Yeah. Does it take away from the experience, or do you feel like, you know what, this stands up as a great first-person shooter, being that?
I think people who are sick of the Call of Duties and even the Titanfalls, where it's mechs and jumping on walls and running through walls and jetpacking and I have this grenade that does 15 fucking different things.
Yeah.
You know, I think if somebody is sick of that, this game is the place to go. I mean, it's cool. It had, like I said, with the Sandstorm, which I tell you, I cannot sell enough. It was absolutely a cool mechanic that I really want to see again. But, you know, even with the old weapons, you know, it's still very fast-paced, shoot, you know. But it's not where it's like, I'm looking up, seeing a wall, and I'm like, this guy's going to jump over the wall. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's very like, it's more of shooters of old, and I know it's a little weird of an example, but I bring up like something like GoldenEye.
Okay.
Where it's, you know, obviously not to the extent that Battlefield 1 is, but, you know, you're going around checking different corridors, going through doorways, but it's not something where, you know, you can jump 50 feet in the air. You don't have a grenade. You know, it's here's your gun, here's what you're doing, and best of luck to you. You know, you have a scout, you have a assault, you have a medic, you know, here you have a recon. Like, here are your choices. Go with what you can. This is what you have. It's definitely, I would say, if you're sick of the Call of Duty multiplayer, if you're sick of the Titanfall multiplayer, it's something where this is the game to go to. Because we have a comment? Have we been?
Yes. Show us some nipples. Says Jennifer Figueroa.
You got to pay for that.
Yeah, sorry. This isn't pay-per-view. This is
The audio is messed up for me. Diana
Bustillo. Is it really messed up?
Oh, let's hope not.
Can anybody confirm or deny the audio being messed up?
We're just coming back and there's already problems.
Yeah, right?
No nipples. 52 minutes. Holy shit. We still have our topic of the show. Jeez.
Our topic of the show.
Which is going to be great.
Yeah, it's going to be absolutely fantastic.
And closing thoughts on Battlefield. Like I said, if you are a fan, are you going to listen to it a little bit?
No.
You want to listen to it and test it?
No.
We could break stride.
No.
I could talk to the people.
We're good.
About my fantasy draft.
Go ahead, talk to them. I don't care. Go ahead. Shh. Talk to them.
Say shush, or you want me to talk to them?
Talk to the people. Don't talk to me. Talk to them.
I want to talk to you, the people. I'm going to end with Battlefield, and then we're going to talk about fantasy. No, Battlefield 1. If you are excited for Battlefield 1, you get that game. If you're sick of the Call of Duty, Infinite Warfare, in space, spaceships, battles, EMP grenades that do 15 different things, Titanfalls with these mechs or Titans or robots, however you want to describe them, we'll definitely check it out. Definitely check out the beta. It's still going on now. You could get it on Xbox One, PlayStation 4. Sorry, Wii U. Nobody cares about you. So definitely check it out, you know. But I'm very pleased with my initial thoughts with the beta. I'm very intrigued to see how I react to the story and the single player. I want to see if it actually brings me to that era, if it really makes me enjoy what I'm seeing. Going off of that, another game that came out that I want to just quickly touch on, and I have the jersey to go off of, is Madden 17. Now, Madden 17, what did you do? You ruined my game. There are so many fumbles. So many fumbles.
Did you have to say fumbles? I mean, I know I'm doing this on the side, but did you have to say fumbles? Really?
Fumbles and umbles? You want me to say bumbles?
No.
There were a lot of bumbles.
No. Fumbles is okay.
Tumbles.
It's fumbles.
Wumbles.
It fits better if it's fumbles.
Zumbles.
Zumba?
Zumba.
I don't know. You said zumbles. I thought it was Zumba.
Maybe that's a Zumba move.
I'll go back to what I was doing.
Yeah. Just you stay there and you work the tech stuff. I'll talk to the pretty people. No, Madden. A quick note on that. I only take a second of your time on Madden because not a lot of people are sports fans. I know. A lot of people have been very positive about it, and it is more realistic. I like the control of the juke and being able to high risk, high reward. You jump over somebody. If it works, you can sail off and get a touchdown. If it doesn't work, you have a really bad chance of getting injured or a fumble. But this game has way too many fumbles. Even with my quarterback I have in my fantasy connected franchise mode being Palmer, I had Phillip Rivers, went to Palmer. Palmer still fumble. And I said, this is not how this game should be. You know, I said, I get the pass off and all of a sudden it's picked off with 2 feet. Like, Madden, you got to work on your shit. I'm not very happy about that. We have no nipples. We have 2. Okay, I'm kidding. But it definitely, if you are looking into getting Madden or a sports game, I would hold off on Madden. I'm looking into NHL. That looks like a very pleasing game. Like I said, there's a lot of games I'm very excited for this year. Of course, Titanfall being one, Battlefield 1 being one, all the shooters, you know. But no, I'm happy with Madden, but displeased with some parts of Madden. If that makes any sense.
No, it makes no sense.
Never makes sense.
All right.
So now, with 56 minutes on the clock.
With 56 minutes on the clock, which gives us 4 minutes. But there is no time limit.
There is no time limit here. We're doing a podcast. This is our first time doing this kind of podcast type thing. We're going to see how it goes. We're going to love it. We're going to hate it. Who knows? We're going to talk to you about the 7 games you must play on PlayStation 4. Now, of course, there are 2 recommendations or honorable mentions you may have. Of course, it wouldn't be me without having my honorable mentions.
An honorable mention.
Again. But there are some rules.
What are the rules?
Now, of course, this game has to come out on the PlayStation 4.
Okay.
It can't be something like The Last of Us remastered, which originally came out on the PS3. No, it had to come from the PlayStation 4.
Has to be released.
Are you writing down the directions?
Yes, has to be released on PS4.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Solely on PS4, or can it be dual released where it came out on PlayStation 3 and PS4 at the same time?
That is acceptable.
That's acceptable?
Yes.
Okay. So, released on PS4. So, the initial release was also on PS4, or the initial release was only on PS4?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. We got that out of the way?
Okay.
Okay.
But it can't be something that was released on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One?
No, it can be.
Okay. All right.
My number 1 is.
Okay.
Of course.
Okay.
No, it just can't, like, you can't have something where it was
not a definitive edition, like Gears of War was re-released.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
But, like, you can't have something where last year, say, for going off the Madden topic, Madden 25, you can't have that on this list, even if it was, you know, because it's both.
Okay.
To top 7, it goes by points, lowest to highest. So you go from your lowest to the highest. Whatever comes out will be ImprovGamers games you should get for PlayStation 4.
Okay.
So without further ado, I'll start with my first recommendation.
Okay.
We talk
Number
about
1?
Number 1. We'll talk about the games for a couple seconds.
So does that get 7 points or does that get 1 point?
No, 7, 6, 5, 4.
I'm asking. All right, you have to be very specific.
Number 1 is the most points. You get 7 points.
Okay.
Number 7 gets 1 point.
Okay.
Your honorable mentions are just that. Honorable mentions.
Okay, no points for the honorable mentions. No. Okay.
You can give half a point if
I
you
just want to be clear on what the rules are.
This is what I signed up for, guys. That's what I signed up for. First honorable mention is the Nathan Drake collection.
Okay. Okay.
What?
It's a collection. It's not a game. But
it's a collection of the 3 games.
Remastered.
It came out on PS.
Remastered.
That's why.
Just saying, they're remastered.
That's also why it's a honorable mention and not.
They're remastered. Oh, they're honorable mentions.
It's an honorable mention.
Oh, okay.
That's why I
didn't
even
mention it.
Because it's a good game.
But there's rules. You just went over the rules.
Yes, but it's not in my top 7. But it's not in my top 7.
It doesn't matter. Okay. All right. I don't know if you guys are paying attention, but I explicitly asked what the rules were.
Play the Uncharted collection. What is your first honorable mention, you son of a bitch?
My first honorable mention is The Crew. because it failed miserably at what it tried to do. No, the crew was an extensive undertaking by Ubisoft to create a racer that was an open world at the same time. Mm-hmm. So it was kind of different. It was kind of like interesting. I wasn't a big fan of it. I just give it an honorable mention because as a person that does enjoy racers, I did like some of the things I saw, but I think that they could have fine-tuned a lot of the things that I saw. You know, I would have liked the crew to have been a Fast and Furious. And it didn't feel like a Fast and Furious. It felt more like just this is strictly about racing. This isn't about like boosting, you know, trucks and stuff like that. Like it could have been that. It could have been more adventurous than just, oh, we're just going to race or we're just going to do stunts. You know? Like it would have felt better if it gave you a reason to do stunts while achieving a mission of some type.
Okay. My second honorable mention is Destiny, the Taken King. We have a comment?
Yes, we have another comment. Leave Pete alone. Hashtag Team Pete.
Love it. Everybody loves Team Pete. Team Pete. Actually, I have a Team Pete shirt on right now.
No. Hashtag Nick's a dick. Hashtag Nick's a dick.
Oh, there you go. I feel better now. Improv Gaming, represent.
I'm sorry. Did you not explain the rules? Am I mistaken on this?
Destiny came out on...
No. That's not what I'm talking about. Clearly, this viewer is defending you because of what just went down, which was a clear disregard for the rules that were established.
That's why it's an honorable mention.
Before.
It was an honorable mention.
Please continue.
Destiny, the Taken King.
Destiny, the Taken King. Okay.
Didn't have the promises it delivered, but Taken King I feel was very good. It also had House of Wolves, the original Destiny. I still sometimes go around and go with my fire team and fuck shit up. Destiny definitely. Is it deserving to play on the PlayStation? Is it a must play on the PlayStation 4? No, but it's definitely an honorable mention. And if you're interested in a shooter and a massively multiplayer shooter with online components and all craziness, you definitely should check that out. Your second honorable mention, sir.
I don't have a second honorable mention.
Sounds good. Then give me your first number 7 on your top 7 PlayStation 4 games.
Number 7.
Yes.
Watch Dogs.
So that's a point.
That's 1 point.
Yes.
Watch Dogs.
Talk to me.
Seemed cool when we were getting the information about it. Seemed like it was going to be a great game. Came out and felt very gimmicky. Felt very clunky. Didn't like the driving. It seemed like Ubisoft was trying to take on a universe that they were not quite ready to take on yet. So it seemed cool, and I liked it for the first for a little while, but then I kind of like fell out of love with it. So I left it alone.
Do you think that Watch Dogs 2 will be like the Assassin's Creed 2, Assassin's Creed 2?
That's what I'm hoping, and it seems like they're kind of taking that route while they're promoting this game. It seems like it's much more interesting, and they're trying to really try something different. And while they're doing that, they're also trying to mimic like what's going on with Anonymous and what you're seeing with this this television show. I can't remember what the name is. Can't remember the name at all. Can't remember the name. If you remember the name I'm talking about of the television show that has to do with hacking, let me know in the comments, but I can't think of it right now. So Watch Dogs 2 seems like it has a lot of promise. But as far as my number 7 on this list, it's going to be Watch Dogs, because another Ubisoft title.
My number 7, Rocket League.
Rocket League. Okay.
I'm not a big multiplayer player. Not always been the crazy multiplayer player. But last year was free, and I decided to download it, and I had a whole bunch of fun. It is a very... If you're good at it, you are good. But if you want to go and casual with your buddies, it is a whole bunch of fun. It's soccer with freaking Matchbox cars, basically. And they just not just added about a month or two ago, they added hoops. So now you actually have to hit the ball in the air and score as a basketball hoop. You know, free update, which was cool. Didn't have to do it, but did. They could have charged $4.99 for that mode, but no, they added it for free. Definitely cool. Definitely something that it's $20 on the PSN. Check it out. I mean, if you're into a competitive sports game and you don't want your Maddens, you don't want your NHLs, your MLB The Show, that's what you get. You go and you get Rocket League. Number 6.
Metal Gear 5, Phantom Pain.
It was not higher up in the list.
No. Now, I'm a huge Metal Gear fan.
Okay.
So, we all understand that, like, I'm a fanboy. So when you see this low on the list, you understand my dismay in this game. I always wanted to see what it would be like to get that Metal Gear feel in an open world universe. Now, when Konami gave that to me, despite the business practices of what they were doing, the game itself didn't feel like it should have felt. Or the idea of combining open world and stealth was just a terrible idea in terms of the slow pace of stealth and analyzing your surroundings and really taking the time to execute things. And, which is what you really need for a stealth game, is to like observe your environment. Having this big, wide world to kind of explore in that same way just might have been overbearing. And the character wasn't a running character. Like, there was no boost to his run. He just ran at one pace. So to have those kind of things inside of this game, it just didn't feel right. The base building was kind of cool, but left a lot to the imagination. Overall, I didn't get that full engrossing Metal Gear experience that I always get out of the games, where I get these cool characters and I get these cool concepts and these cool Metal Gears, and I get to experience all these cool things that are happening in this universe. I didn't get that out of Metal Gear 5 this time, so I wasn't very happy with it.
My number 6.
Your number 6?
Rainbow Six Siege.
Rainbow Six Siege.
People who've watched this channel knows how much I love this game. And I'm still playing it. It came out last December, and I'm still playing it. And for a multiplayer game, or a game in general, to have me keep coming back and saying, oh, just one more match, or, oh, I really am in the mood. I mean, this game, and it's still getting support. It just came out with a whole bunch of new DLC, or 2 more operators for the game. But we talk about these Call of Duties, these Battlefields, these Titanfalls, these massively multiplayer online games. But when you get something like Rainbow Six, where it's 5-on-5, every move you make could be death, and that's the end of it for you. There's no respawn for that round. So it could be something where if you're careless and you don't know what you're doing, it could be a 5-on-1. If you communicate with your team and you guys are on point, you could do a clean sweep. I could take the bedroom, you could take the bathroom, somebody could take the living room. We all go in at the same time and just wipe everybody out. It's just very strategic, fun gameplay, different characters with different abilities, just great maps that are there. Just a very fun multiplayer game where if you have even 2-3 of your best buddies, you go into party chat, and you just go and play this game. It's not too much now. It's probably about $29.99. Definitely worth it. Pick up the season pass for $30. That's a $60 game with all this stuff. Definitely worth it. The DLC, everything. Gigs, only 20 gigs on your thing. Very fun. There's no single player, but which would strike a lot of people, and especially me, but so enjoyable. The gunplay, the way of using different operators in different scenarios. You go into one room, one operator might be better than another one. This attacker might be better than this defender. And it's just so ingraining and so fun to play. I mean, the big thing is a lot of people talk that, it's not the same, it's not as good as Vegas. But let me tell you something. I saw this, and at the C3, when it showed, I was super excited. Give me beta. Jeremy used to say, Pete, give me beta. I played the beta. I loved it. And then when my boy goes, go pick it up, and we've played it ever since. You want to ever play me in Rainbow Six, bring it. That was my number 6.
Number 5, Rocket League. Now, you and Jeremy put me onto Rocket League, and I was blown away by what they had done. It was like they had taken Twisted Metal and decided to remove all the guns and turn it into a competition. And it was like, wow, this is great. And then I played that, and then I find out the boost can be used for much more than I was using it for. and then everything just exploded tenfold after that. I was like, so holy fuck nuts. This is a phenomenal game. Like, being able to use this stuff creatively just opens up a whole world of possibilities with this Rocket League. So I thought Rocket League was absolutely phenomenal. I loved it.
Rocket League already pulling ahead. Ratchet and Clank.
Oh, Ratchet and Clank.
One of my favorite game series of all time. Mm-hmm. Loved it. Came out with this. $40. PlayStation exclusive. Not a lot of those right now. Reimagined from the first game. Redone up. Amazing. Absolutely. It's a Pixar. You're playing a Pixar game. You're playing a Pixar movie. Like, it's just beautiful. The weapons are fun. Past, present, future weapons from all the series. Just absolutely a joy, a treat. The story is great. I enjoyed myself. Just that pure platforming fun, making you laugh. I haven't laughed that much in a game since South Park Stick of Truth. Just a very enjoyable, fun game. $40, you can't go wrong. PlayStation exclusive. Ratchet and Clank. Great reviews around the boards.
All right. Number 4. Dying Light.
Ooh, very nicely done, sir. Ooh.
So for me, Dying Light, not really into a lot of zombie survival games, right? Like, I had a bad experience when I was a child with Resident Evil, and I kind of steered clear from them. I've played a few here and there. I played Resident Evil 5, which was probably a terrible mistake. But I played Dying Light, and I thought that it was actually pretty damn good. You know, you've got this parkour element.
Yep.
You've got this world that you have to explore, and then when night comes down, all of a sudden the world transforms. And now, instead of being somebody that's exploring, trying to get to know where they are and
resources and everything
get their bearings straight, now you have to just fucking run for your life. You are the
prey.
Like, yeah, essentially. Nice expansive world. A deep, not deep story, but enough of a story to kind of keep you going through the game and get you kind of, you know, a little immersed. First person view, which I'm not a fan of. And that's kind of the reason why it got this ranking. I would have liked to have seen this in a third person. For me, it would have been better in a third person. I don't really like sword play or gunplay in a first person. I prefer it in a third person. I prefer seeing my character. Even like racing games, I don't like it from the view of the steering wheel. I like to be in view of the entire